Hey guys, it's Lisa, and today I wanted to do a nail tutorial for you guys based on Halloween, since Halloween's coming up here very soon, and it's actually one of my favorite holidays. I'm sure I've told you guys that. So I've done a few little spooky nail ideas here on a nail wheel, and I thought I would go through and show you guys how to do these. So we have the Frankenstein stitches. And we have this little guy here, which is a little ghost guy. Then we have this one here. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully we're focusing. This guy is just a little green Frankenstein tip. And then this, believe it or not, this is the reddest polish that I had in my collection. So now that I've realized that, I'm going to have to get some. But so I used the reddest that I had, but this is just blood stained. Then you've got your crazy eyes. Then you have your orange tip stitches. Then you have your basic orange and black crackle. And these two nails can either be by themselves or go together. So this is Jack off of The Nightmare Before Christmas, the Pumpkin King, and you can use him as an accent nail and do the rest of your nails like this, or you can do all your nails like this, or all your nails like this, or every other, however you like to do it. I don't have my nails done today because of all the painting on this. I didn't want to mess them up. So now I'm going to go through and show you guys what I used for each one of these, and I'm going to try to show you on camera how I done it. I have another blank canvas here. So bear with me. This is the first nail tutorial I've done, so I hope it works out good. So the first little guy we're going to do, I think, is going to be the Frankenstein stitches here. So, of course, you put your base coat on your nail. For these nail wheels, I don't do all that. But for the base green, it had a little glitter in it, so I really liked the way it looked. I'm using Kleancolor nail lacquer, and this is in metallic green. So this is the base that I used. So I'll just get my little nail wheel here and paint my little green base. And, you know, you'll probably need to do 2 coats, just like you normally do on your nail. For these nail wheels, you only need 1 coat most of the time here, just to give you an idea of what it is I'm doing. Okay, put the lid back on this so it don't mess up. Let that dry for just a minute. So to drew my lines, I'm using Kiss Nail Art paint. I've had this for a really long time, and this is the black color. You can get it in a pack. You can get it by itself, or you can get it in a 3-pack. My 3-pack came with the white paint, the black paint, and a silver paint. And I like them just to do some little details, even though I've got some nail brushes. These are just easier to deal with because they've got your little brush, so they're really easy to do your designs with. So just make sure you've got the excess cleaned off of your brush and on that wand too. And I like to just come from one tip and go all the way in one swiping motion all the way across. Okay, and then once you have that done, get a little bit more paint on your brush. I find that it works better if you've got, you know, plenty of paint on the brush. And just start making little swipes across for your stitches. Just do it anywhere you want to do a stitch. Okay? So then you can leave it at that, or you can come off of that line and do another baseline and start stitches that way. And you can do it, another one if you'd like, on this side. And I'm just going to actually connect that one. My paint's getting a little bit too heavy. The good thing with Halloween nails is it doesn't have to be perfect. So there you have your Frankenstein stitch nail. And of course when it dries you put a top coat on it to seal it. Okay, so the next nail that we're going to do is going to be this little ghost guy. He looks like he's saying boo. So we're going to go in for this one. I'm going to be using Sally Hansen's. This is just white. It's 110. Hard to get. Shake it up and do a base coat here. And for the white, we'll probably will have to do more than one coat. Well, I said we would, but maybe I'm crazy. So now what we're going to do to get that the way we need it, we're going to take this little card here. Make sure that you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to take some of this OPI. Is this OPI? I'm sorry, China Glaze. And the color is Liquid Leather. We're going to take a little bit of that and drop it right on this index card here. And then I like to take a dotting tool. If you don't have a dotting tool, you can use a toothpick or an ink pen, whatever you have. Okay. You dip that fat end of your dotting tool right in that black ink and put your first eyeball. You can place it anywhere on the nail you like. And then do your next eyeball. Then on that guy for the mouth, once you lay down, you just kind of go around in a big circle to make the mouth bigger than the eye. And you can go back in and add more paint if you need to. So that is your little ghost boy. It's very easy to do. Okay. So the next one that we're going to do is going to be the Frankenstein tip in green. So it just so happened that the only dark green I had was this little nail polish by Avon, and it has got, the color is green, and it has got the smallest little brush because it is a detail brush too. So it makes the tips a little bit hard to deal with in painting them. So I'm having to paint it a little different from what you would normally paint your tip of your nail. I'm having to go side to side because of this little brush. But that's okay. We use what we got to get what we need, right? So because of that, I had to do 2 coats of this little green to make it stand out. And you just try to make sure you keep that edge a little straight. It does not have to be perfect by any means, because we're going to cover that up with that black line when we come through. So while we wait on that green to dry a little bit, we're going to move on to this little guy, the orange tip. And for the orange tip on that, I'm going to use this OPI, and it is a roll in the hague. I love this color. So you just make sure that you get a lot of the paint cleaned off of the brush for this tip, okay? And then you're just going to go in and start coming up. However big the tip of your nail is, or however big you want the tip of your nail. You can go past the whites on your nails if you want. It's your nail, you do it however you want to. Okay. So now we'll get us a second base of that green down, just so it'll be filled in and look a rather dark green. Okay. Now we're going to let those dry for a moment, and while we do, I'm going to lay down a couple of bases here. We're going to lay down the orange base for this, and we're going to lay down 2 blacks and 2 white bases, okay? So that way, those will be drying. And for this orange base, I'm using that same color that we used for the tip just a moment ago. I'm just laying this down so that it'll be dry to do that design. So we needed 1 orange base, and we need 2 black bases. We're using that same China glaze that we used a moment ago. We needed 2 of these, correct? I like to skip around on the wheel here, just so I've got room to groove. Okay, so that's our 2 black bases. So now I need 2 white. So I think we're going to put I know I want a white one next to it, that black one there, to do our little pumpkin king. And then I need another white one, and we will put it right here. I hope everybody's excited as I am for Halloween. I love this month in general, because it's starting to get cool and it just feels nice, and the leaves are changing. I love the colors of fall. I love the scary movies because those are my favorite. So I love Halloween. My birthday's in this month. I just love it. Okay, so now we're going to go back to this little guy here. And we're going to use that Kiss black paint again. We're just going to make sure that we get it cleaned off the brush so it doesn't drip. And we're just going to put our pinky down on the table to keep us from shaking. And you just swipe across and swipe back. And that black helps clean up any discolorations or things that aren't straight, from that green. So then we're going to get some more paint on our brush. And now we're just going to make our swipes. I think that's too much. Okay, now we're just going to make our swipes straight down, just like we did the Frankenstein. You can do as many as you want or as little as you want. And then when it dries, you put your top coat on it. There we go. So now we'll do the same thing for the orange tip. And now we'll get some more paint on the brush, and we will just swap it, swap it, swap it, and swap it. So there you go. I just love how that looks. It's just so good. I'm going to be doing mine here after I get through with this probably. So then the next one that I'm going to do is this guy right here. He's pretty easy to deal with as long as this, yeah, it's dry. So a lot of you have probably guessed by now that this is crackle. So the key to this, to get a lot of that orange to shine through though, and the crackle that I'm using is the Avon Mosaic Effects, and this is just black, I guess. There's no colors really listed. Well, sometimes polishers do that. Okay, so I make sure that I get a lot of the brush cleaned off, and I don't go as perfect because I like a lot of that orange to show up. So I just go lightly, and it doesn't matter if you hit every part of the nail or not. That's the beauty with this crackle. And then as it dries, it will start to crack and start showing that orange. And I'm going to go just a little bit heavier right here because I don't think I got very much. Okay. Now we'll go back and look at that guy here in just a moment after he dries a little bit. So now the next one that we're going to do is going to be this little guy right here. And I love this. You can use this for Halloween or just whenever. And you can just do the straight lines and omit the little ones if you like. But I think the small ones just make it a little more, I don't know, scary looking, grungier. So I like to do that. So we're going to go with this little nail right here. And we're going to go back in this time with our Kiss white paint. And we're going to stripe that nail. Again, make sure we got the paint cleaned off. And start at the beginning over on the corner edge of your nail. And just in one fluid motion, do a stripe. And then get some more paint on the brush. Make sure it's cleaned off so it doesn't drip. And then again on this corner all the way down. Now we're just going to make a part of a swipe right down the center, up at the top, and maybe at the bottom right there. Every one of these nails are not going to be the same. I just like the way that looks. Okay, and now for Mr. Jack the Pumpkin King over here. So, we're going to go back to our card here for part of it. We're going to dip back into that liquor leather from China Glaze. And we're going to get our dotting tool back out. And we're going to dip in. We're going to give him an eye. And dip some more. Give him his second eye. Now we're going to go back to the striping tool. I call it the striping tool, the little black paintbrush. And we're just going to do 2 little dots straight down for his nose. And then we're going to start doing a little smile. I do half of the smile, and then I come to the other side and meet the smile. If it's not perfect, it's fine. Get you some more paint on your brush. Just like we did the stitches, Jack has sewing lines in his mouth. So give him his little sewing lines. And there you go. There's little Jack. I went a little heavy with the stitches on that mouth, but it's okay. Like I said, none of them's going to be exactly the same, and I don't think that any of them's going to be absolutely perfect. Okay, so now we have our googie eyes, I like to call them. So again, with our dotting tool, this time I'm going to take the Sally Hansen's white, and I'm going to get us a little bit out. And we're going to take the fat end of the dotting tool again. Only this time we're going to be picking up white instead of black first. We're going to lay down 2 pretty good sized dots of the white. And now I have another dotting tool that has tiny, tiny ends. And we're going to go in that black again. And we're going to, ooh, it's got had a little string on it. We're going to go into that black, and we're going to go right in the center of that white and put a little eyeball. I don't have enough on my... There we go. And there's your eyeballs. Now, for this third one that we got left, this one right here, what you do is you take your red paint, your red nail polish, and you put you just a small amount on a piece of paper or a card or whatever you've got. You're going to take your finger, you're going to actually put it in there, and you're going to tap around and kind of clean it off a little bit. Then you're going to start pressing it all over the nail wherever you want that color to be. And that's how you get the blood splattered looking, the bloody fingerprint. So this is all of the Halloween nails that I have this time. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this. I hope you play around and do some of these. If you do do any of these, please make sure that you take a picture of them and put it in the comments below, or send me a picture of it somehow. I would love to see your end results. And I do have a couple of other nail ideas that I'll be working on. They're a little bit more intricate, so it'll take a little bit longer to do. So I thought I might do another video on nails. And I'm working on possibly doing another video on maybe some party favors or party decorating ideas for Halloween. So hopefully I'll be able to get that out to you guys. But I hope you've enjoyed seeing this tutorial as much as I've enjoyed doing it. And I hope you guys do some of these and you have spooktacular nails. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. God bless and ciao.